After my boyfriend broke up with me, he went around telling all his friends and even some of my friends that I was 2 inches. Lol. But before everything went downhill and ended up in this he said gossip, let's take it from the top. First, how did we meet? It was an innocent Monday morning at work. I had just finished replying to emails and drinking my protein shake when I decided to check the good old dating app, Jacked. I was 26 at the time and I saw that a 19-year-old Asian boy had messaged me at 2 a.m. in the morning. I viewed his profile the night before but declined to do anything about it because he was, well, a bit too young for my dating range. But he sent me the most curious message on the app that I just couldn't ignore. Most people usually led with a tasteful hi or a photo of their grocery parts. But this boy straight up cold opened with the question, "What is the weirdest thing you've read on the internet?" I was immediately intrigued. I replied in corresponding fashion that I recently read about the history of pederasty in ancient societies. Ironic, given our age difference. Naturally from there, we agreed to meet that night for a stroll at the park. Unlike many people from the app, during our chat at the park, he spoke in full grammatically correct sentences, engaging in a coherent and interesting conversation. Oh, and I thought he was pretty cute too. We ended up hanging out every day that week, and on Saturday before we even knew each other for a full week. I asked him to be my boyfriend. Yes, I know. What was I thinking? I just started talking to him, and he was already my boyfriend? Some of my friends wouldn't even believe me and told me to kiss him right in front of them as proof, which I did, to their surprise. It was the first and only time I ever jumped into a relationship so quickly and with such passion. I was enamored by his quirkiness, his sweetness, his straightforward interest in me, and of course, his thighs and lips. He was also quick to make it obvious that he wanted to be my boyfriend too, eagerly accepting my proposal. And that's how the only long-term relationship I've ever been in started. Oh yeah, I just realized I haven't even given this boy a name yet. Let's call him Gary, short for Garland. My 1.5-year relationship with Gary was very rocky to say the least. He was young, impulsive, and would often make dramatic decisions in the spur of the moment, based on whatever strong emotions he was feeling at the time. He'd break up with me only to get back together after an hour or the next day. It was on and off, hot and cold, top and bottom. He was petty, and I admittedly was also petty back to him. But at the end of the day, I loved him, and I wanted to make it work. I honestly wish he did too, but it was obvious that we weren't on the same page. One time, after a disagreement, he told me he wanted some space, and I respectfully obliged. After that, he basically ignored me for 2 full weeks. It was one of the worst periods in my life. I couldn't sleep well, I couldn't eat well, and I experienced a self-diagnosed anxiety that I could almost physically feel in my chest all day at work, all night at home. To make it even worse, those 2 weeks also coincided with my birthday, on which he apathetically sent me a happy birthday text, devoid of all emojis or exclamation points. At the same time, he didn't seem to be suffering at all like I was. He was actively on voice calls and conversing in group chats with his friends. I felt so awful, so neglected, so unloved. I just wanted this feeling to be over. A while after that, we resumed talking, but he soon ended things, again, over something trivial and blocked me on all social media. By then, I was already past the worst of days, and to be honest, I was kind of relieved to know that there was nothing else I could do. That even if I wanted to keep trying, I couldn't, because he dumped me. A few weeks after the breakup, he added me back to a group chat with his friends. I think he missed me and wanted to try being friends. Maybe he didn't know that I was reading the chats, but he eventually started to trash talk me, saying that I was old or that I was 2 inches. He and his friends thrived on this kind of garbage, and some of them even DM'd me, asking me to confirm my size. Honestly, I was hurt by this. Not because of the content of his false claims, but because of the malice and hostility, the insensitivity. He's someone I cared about and loved deeply. And for him to effectively wish evil upon me hurt a lot. Eventually, he blocked me from that chat. And I guess that was for the better. I needed to detach myself from that energy in order to move on, which admittedly took a while. It's been 2 years since our breakup, and it still wasn't too long ago that I was still thinking about him. I told my friend that I sometimes missed him, and my friend, being the good friend that he is, responded with a story of how, after the breakup, he met up with Gary for a boba once, and Gary kept telling him how small I was. After that, I stopped missing Gary.